they work. Yeah, the Kilroy thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I just want to elaborate a little bit on what Dick said. The race program with Viper obviously was a major part of the program, but what a lot of people don't understand, and it's kind of a boring thing, but I have to say it anyways. Basically, the whole thing started when Lutz and Castang and Gail and Shelby got together, and as Dick said, the Dodge name of race started to fade a little bit. It used to be that Dodge they were the lead guys when it came to race products and performance compared to Chevy and Ford. But as the reputation started to go away, these forefathers, whoever, got together and said, what can we do to bump up the name of Dodge relative to performance and racing? So they got together and they said, well, let's do a Cobra of the 70s. And they said, well, that's a great idea. And so, what else can we do to sell this thing? Because, it may not sell, just on that alone. So then they said, well, let's do some other things. It takes 5 years to do a program. So we're going to put together a small team of specifically focused engineers and designers, and we're going to create this car, and we're going to do it in 3 years instead of 5. And oh, by the way, we're going to do it with 100 people, let's say, instead of a couple thousand people. And then, we're not going to give you guys a lot of budget, so you have to figure out how to be really efficient. And oh, by the way, we want you to do this V10 engine because the truck's going to have the engine, so maybe if you work on this, you can benefit the truck and make the whole engine program better. And then, oh, by the way, there's technology out there that Chrysler's kind of behind on technology, so let's do some things different. Maybe we'll make the body out of a material that nobody's ever used before in the industry. And then, oh, by the way, it just went on and on and on. And again, technology was a major part of it. Time to market, small program, minimum budget, and of course the race program that has been so successful. So when you put it all together, there's really nothing like Viper. There never will be, and it's just so unique, and all of us are so responsible, not responsible, but just so happy and proud that we were part of the program.
I'm going to spin back a little bit to Roy Sjoberg, and he had planned on being here. There was another chair over here for Roy Sjoberg. He just passed away that recently. He had every intention of being here. Oh, I got it in front of me. That's kind of why we did the badge and the NBE 6 that's happening in Pittsburgh. We're giving probably 400 of these away, hoping to see as many of them as we possibly can on the cars, because it's our version of a morning band. And it really, the guy who's really important to us. I mean, we've known him now, and he's been really a friend for about 44 years now, all of that. And he made the Team Viper into a family. And he really made it into family. We spent, probably 30 times we went up to his place in Indian River, Michigan, and we'd have a weekend event at Roy's. We would, when we were building the car, he knew how difficult it was on the wives, especially in the families, because you're gone. I mean, if it needed doing, it didn't matter if it was Sunday afternoon, you went and did it. It just had to get done. And he would, whenever possible, he would set up picnics at the Chelsea Proving Grounds. He'd get clearance for that, and we'd go to Chelsea and we'd have a picnic for the day for the families and the kids and all that. I've got pictures of my kids when they were, I don't know, 2 years old, 3 years old, sitting in the mule prototypes at Plymouth Road. One of the wives we now call Mother Viper. she would make a big cake with Team Viper on it and that sort of thing. He made a family out of the whole group. That's why we're all sitting right here. I mean, we're all family, and I help Charlie with his project, and he'll help me with my road trips. And Dick's probably spent, I don't know, half of the last 4 months in my garage putting my car together. And Bill jumps in whenever the possibility is. He helps out. We all help each other out. We're still family. And it's all because of Roy Sjoberg, and that's why this guy's so important to us, and that's why we really appreciate if you guys do consider putting the morning band on, and just think about the guy. Just remember that we really miss somebody who's important to the Viper and to us.
Roy was especially good to our engine group, because technically the engine was an internal supplier to the Viper program. We were not part of, well, we were not an official part of Team Viper. We were an internal supplier out of Jeep Truck, which is why we confused a lot of the people in the early generations, because the car came out of small car platform, so it was all metric. But as those of you who know have worked on the car, Gens 1, 2, and 3, the engine was done in inches. So you had two sets of tools to work on your car. But Roy never treated us like we were just another supplier. We were Team Viper, at least in his mind. And that made us, as we said, feel part of the team. Last year, we went up to a car and boat show at Bay Harbor, Michigan. And again, it was our 35th Team Viper anniversary party. I mentioned to one of the guys who helped put together this Spirit of Viper Hall of Fame thing, which I still don't know the difference of Spirit of Viper versus Hall of Fame, but that's okay. And I told him the story. I says, never have I ever been around a group that still gets together, a work group that gets together 35 years later. And still, I mean, there was what, 25 of us up there? A good chunk of the original group. He says, hold that thought. I want to bring somebody over so he can hear that. I'm thinking, okay, he's bringing over one of the celebrities, one of the boat people, whatever. He drags over Tom Gale. He's like, okay, I know Tom, but not as well as some of these people. He says, tell him what you just told me. I said, Tom, you've been around this industry in your executive VP, whatever function, for a long time. Have you ever seen a group that is held together like that? Mostly because of Father Viper, i.e. Roy. He's saying, no. He'd been involved in other things, been on corporate boards, or on other kind of activities. He says, I've never seen this kind of family, ever. This is special.
All right, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you, gentlemen. This has been amazing. What you just said, 40 years and you're still friends, and you work together, and it's still a group. Like, I come from the technology world. I was with Apple for 41 years, and there's nothing like this that we had in that world. So this is truly an amazing group of guys that are still, they're buddies, and they just hang out together, and it's the car thing. I think it's just the car thing. So ladies, remember, we're just going to the garage, but we're doing car stuff. Anyway, I want to move on. I want to announce the winners of the Team Viper Choice Awards. And so I'm going to call your name up, and I'd like you to come and grab your award, and would like to take a photo with the 5 judges. So the Gen 1, Gen 2 is going to go to a 2000 GTS Black, owned by Stephen Coleman.